to get a couple of Hobart legends together, but these two, Bruce and Ed, most of you will know very well. Well done both of you gentlemen, and Ed, you've just got in, Bruce was in yesterday. First we might start with you, Ed, anyway, and just tell us a little bit about your race, and then particularly about the relationship you two have had over a long period of time.
Yeah, look, the race, we were proud. It's an old boat, you know, it's not the sexiest boat in the hen house these days, but geez, we did well. I'm proud of the crew, we did really well. We beat all the boats we had to beat, our size boats. But I did race against Bruce, but we were 60, 80 miles behind him because his boat's so fast and my boat's so small and slow compared to his. And the old days, it used to be boat for boat sailing, and I'd love to get it back again because him and I have been campaigners. Can I just say, when I was 28 years old, my hero, and sorry mate, I know I'm pissing in your pocket here, but my hero was Bruce Taylor. He was the man. Forget Sid Fisher, forget Blue Abrahams, forget Peter Kurtz. Cool. This bloke was my hero.
Fantastic.
For all my life, frankly.
Yeah. Well, it's lovely to see you two battlers still going at it as well. Bruce, tell us a little bit about your sort of early days up against Ed.
Well, I mean, we had a successful little boat, the Hootsbar number 3, I think it was, or 4, and we decided to do another one, and some bloke from Sydney said, I wouldn't mind buying your boat. He's a hard bugger to bargain with. we got down to literally the price, and we said it was for Category 1, so he tested all the Category 1 stuff, and a strobe light didn't work. So he wanted to sort of kill the deal, and I said, go and buy some batteries.
I apologise, that's how I was. Hand up, yep. I was a silly old bastard.
But really, look, I think to some extent what we represent are, I won't say battlers, but, you know, I mean, we do it on a minimal budget. Yeah. We do it with mates.
Yeah.
And when we had very similar boats, the racing was just sensational, and we really respect the way these guys sail in the ocean. I think when you look at the retirements in this race, for example, you'd never expect to see Ed there.
No,
I mean, you know, we go from a long way back, but it's been fantastic racing. You never shake his hand because you'll crush it. And it's been one of the great joys for us, particularly when we had very similar boats.
And you both sailed with your sons as well, so which is great. So really enjoying that.
Well, this bloke's son's done 28 Hobarts now or something crazy.
I don't know. I can't count that far.
For my little boy, like my little boy, 30-year-old now, did it with me this year.
Yeah.
He's been on TPs as a paid hand, so he's a pro sailor.
Yeah. And
now back with Dad on this silly old thing, so it makes Dad proud.
Your point's interesting, Bruce, though, about retirements, because in both of your cases, you've had very consistent crew for many years, and you're also absolutely rigid about making sure you've got a boat that's going to get here under any possible circumstances.
Yeah, to me, so you go. Yep.
No, I was just going to say, I think we suffered through the 80s, where the masts just kept falling out of boats, and had an old mate. He said, you know, you first got to finish first. Yeah. And I've never forgotten it. There's a guy, Rob Green, who's now passed away, but he was a great sailor. But I think what shows Ed up, you know, we'd go up to Sydney to do regattas before the Hobart, and he'd go out sailing on their own into the night, you know, on a Saturday, to the a couple of days out there to really practice just belting around. And you know, I think maybe that's not happening as much now, but the pro crews, they sort of, I don't think they need to do it, but when you look at the sail damage, I was going through the retirements last night, that's just guys not being able to reef sails quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
And
interestingly, you made the call, you said it yesterday, you said to the mirth of some, you put a slab in before you left, which, when you think it's downwind running, your chances of actually getting a reef in that stuff, presumably, Ed, is pretty hard yards, isn't it?
We also put a reef in this thing earlier for just the same reason.
Yeah.
And had to climb up for longer because of it, so it all works out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, no, that's one of the reasons we keep coming back, because I have to avoid him.
Can I just ask one more question about this idea about how much time you spend on the water? Because the thing that really struck me this time around is, how much practice do people get at going really heavier downwind running? Because sure, it's hard yards upwind, but downwind, your choices are so much limited.
Not enough. And I think another aspect of that is also a lot of people don't sail at night anymore.
Yeah.
You know, we used to do overnighters maybe once a month or more down in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Sydney the same.
Yep.
And we had the Montague race, which was always a bit of a ripper at the start of the season. That was a really tough one.
So we're
it's interesting, isn't it?
old grumpy old buggers, I suppose. But that stuff makes crew capable for bass straight in 40 knots.
Yeah.
I had a good crew, so does he. But plenty of boats have got serious here and never steered. In the dark with the kite up.
Jeez, terrifying. Yeah.
Well, stuff still happens to
It
us.
does. And to us too.
Well, one thing I would like to ask you both about, because the advent, obviously, of the two-handers, that's great at one level because it's really presumably honing seamanship amongst anything else. You know, just being able to get down here two-handed is quite a gig, isn't it?
I'm totally for two-handeds. In overall result as well, they deserve to go for the overall Council's Cup. However, I believe they're different boats to the boats I sail on.
Yeah.
And without denigrating, without sort of cutting off the opportunities, I'd like a division where I just sail against my boats. Boats are different to me.
No, I can understand that. It's always a bit of a dilemma, isn't it?
I think.
What about for you, Bruce?
I was just going to say, I think the other dilemma, and it's a bit controversial, is the amount of safety gear that two-handed guys have to put on compared to, say, Ed or ourselves.
Yeah, right.
Without any change in the rating.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
It's weight. It's just weight.
It's just weight.
So just explain that, the amount of safety gear two-handers have to do?
When the boats are rated, they're rated empty.
Yeah.
When we do a Category 1 offshore race, we put on close to 800 kilos of extra stuff.
Wow.
You got victuals, you know, it just adds up and up and up.
Weather gear, food.
Of course.
Whereas the two-handed guys probably put on about 200, and there's no change in the rating.
Right, that's
But
interesting.
but I certainly would not denigrate the guys out there. I'd take my hat off to them.
Yeah.
The auto helm thing is also another issue.
Yeah.
But as that part of the fleet grows, they'll address those issues.
Yeah.
But I think it is. It's changing times, and of course, when the falling boats come, Ed and I will be sitting in the bar reminiscing.
We will be.
All right, so one thing just to finish, Ed, because I haven't really asked you very much about your race. Just tell us a little bit about how you toughed that out, particularly going into that sort of westerly from there.
Yeah, look, really happy with the first 2 days. We pushed really hard in the first night. Some would say too hard. I hope we had a bit of seamanship there, but we went very hard. Didn't fall over badly. We had a few little niggles, but anyway, so we kept that kite up for longer than most and beat boats our size south well and truly.
Yeah.
And that got us in a great position when the westerly came. Again, great transition for us. We touched it out in the rail and got the right sail combination up. Quite a few boats I saw storm sails up and 2 reefs main.
Yeah.
It wasn't blowing quite that hard, so we had slightly bigger sails.
Yeah.
So yes, we did come down, but not down as hard as some would. Anyway, really personally very satisfied with our first 2 days. Big hole off the coast of around St Helens.
Yeah.
That's just ocean racing. We parked and others caught us. That's how it is.
You and just about everybody else, there's sort of like an amoeba-like trough that just kept coming in, moving out, and it was literally changing every half hour.
Yeah, I was watching Hoods Pass, I always do, and they had a few 1.5 knots up on our tracker, so they were getting caught out as well. It wasn't just me, we all got caught out.
All right, well, thank you so much, gents. It's always such a pleasure talking to you guys. You know, you absolutely are legends of this sport and particularly of this race, and I hope we're going to see you back again, but Bruce denied he was ever coming back again about 10 years ago, and every time he has a drink after this, he makes another decision.
Mate, Customs House for rum, we'll see how we go.
12:30. We're there. We'll see you there.
Absolutely, excellent. No, thank you both so much.